Hey everybody, Casey Turner here. I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like my life is super chaotic. I have 5 children. Some of them are grown and out of the house, had babies or are having babies. 2 of them just graduated college. I have 1 teenage son who is constantly throwing a ball in my house. I'm hosting an international student from South Korea, plus I have a 3-year-old daughter and a husband and 2 crazy dogs. So oftentimes my life seems pretty chaotic. Running to baseball, running to appointments, doing all the things. Even if my surroundings aren't chaotic, which typically they are, oftentimes my mind is chaotic. Trying to remember all the things I have to do and deadlines and appointments and pay this bill and do that. Mom life, the things that we normally do. So I just wanted to share with you ways that I try to find creativity and calm in the chaos of life. I hope you enjoy my video. This is my home. It is a very old brick townhome in a tiny, tiny little town nestled in the mountains in Pennsylvania. Oftentimes, my 3-year-old daughter and I will take a walk if the weather is nice. Clearly, she likes to bring her babies in a shopping cart. When we're out walking, I'm always really excited when I find little rusty treasures that I can take back to my studio and use in my journals. I never know what I'm going to find, and I don't even know if I'm going to use it in my journals, but I bring it back anyway. Remember I mentioned those crazy dogs? I'll save these little treasures for another time. I wanted to share these paintings that are on the walls inside the entryway of my home. They are original to the house, and can you believe they are still beautiful after 123 years? This is one of my favorite spots in my home. It's where I sit and read my Bible every morning. I also really love to decorate. This home has such awesome history and original charm, and decorating it brings me much joy. I love vintage and antique things. I also really love to see how other people decorate, so I thought maybe you all would appreciate a little bit of how I decorate. I find it inspiring, so maybe you will too. I don't know, but it is one of my favorite things, and it helps me to be creative in some way, that I get to arrange how things look nice and always bring greens. Fake, real, it doesn't matter. I love greens. Now how about we go into the studio? I created this studio in the front room of my home. The original owner of my house in the 1900 had this front room as his law office, but now it's my art studio. My husband has been so supportive, finding large furniture pieces and shelves and all kinds of things to hold all of my art supplies and books and everything. But I've told him now I don't have any more room for any more furniture. I think he enjoys buying the furniture for me almost as much as I like getting it. I thought about cleaning up my desk to show you all, but that thought lasted about 3 seconds because that wouldn't be the authentic me. As you can see here, I'm comfortable creating in my messy space. I do my best work when I have everything at hand, when I have bits of paper all over my desk that I can just grab. There are times when I'm creating at my art desk that I have my son trying to talk to me about something, or he's throwing a ball right in the next room, Or I have my South Korean host son sitting on the floor next to my desk talking to me about different things, or my 3-year-old's climbing on my lap. Occasionally it throws me off. Sometimes I really wish for that alone time, but at the same time, I'm still having time with them. I'm still connecting with them. I'm still hearing them while I'm creating. I'm able to express myself and my emotions and feelings at my art desk on the pages of my journals while having a conversation, or while laughing at my son throwing a ball, or my daughter, or whatever it is. So I'm able to connect with them at the same time. Since I live in a tiny little town, that means I have a tiny little yard. But I really wanted the space to be cozy, to be inviting, to be calming and relaxing and beautiful at the same time. So I worked on creating a space, creating a little garden that was really lovely. That was beautiful. I love flowers. Many of my flowers have not bloomed yet because it's only spring right now, so they'll bloom in the next month, 2 months through the summer. But it brings me joy to be working out in the garden and creating such a beautiful space. Side note, my dog was being super crazy, probably rolling around in something smelly, and I did not realize that until after I watched the video. But, dogs are gross. There is something so nice and relaxing about digging in the dirt, about planting flowers and laying mulch. I do really enjoy that. If the sun is shining and the weather is nice, I like to gather a little basket of my art supplies to take out onto the table on my deck and create where I can be in the sunshine and hear the birds and the wind chimes. There's also a few really old churches in my town, and every hour the church bells ring and sometimes they play music, and it's just really lovely and nostalgic. Art journaling has just been such a wonderful thing for me. I've always been a creative person, whether it was, drawing or sketching or, painting in high school, sewing, quilting, crocheting, all those things. I've always been creative. And when art journaling came along, it was something I needed for my soul. It was a way that I could get those bottled up emotions and those feelings out in a safe, non judgmental way, which is in my art journals, which is on pages of a notebook. It's been such an amazing blessing. And regardless of whether I have 30 minutes to sit out on my deck in the sunshine or 15 minutes in my art studio before I have to leave for something, or even 5 minutes to slap down some collage papers. It is a release, it is an expression, and it is relaxing and calming and good for my soul. People have often described my work to me as calming and peaceful. And I think that's because that's what I long for. That's what I'm trying to create in my life. And so that's what comes out on my pages, in my work, in my journals.